Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Welcome to my February tutorial for Country Craft Creations. This is tutorial number 1 of this baby album that I've designed for Country Craft Creations using Authentique's Swaddle Boy. So I'm going to first show you the papers that I'm going to use to refresh your memory of what I got in my designer kit. So if you want to order some, if you're making a boy album, or you could also use their Swaddle Girl to make a girl's album. So first of all, I have this element sheet. These are punch outs. You can turn them into stickers, or you could add some dimensions, some foam on the back to give them some 3D look. So these are really cute. There's a lot of cute images on that. And then Authentique's papers are labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 8. So there's 8 different pattern papers. They're double-sided with a different pattern each one. So I have turned these to show you which the back looks like, what the back looks like of each sheet. I received 2 of each pattern, so I have 16 sheets of pattern paper for this project. So this is Swaddle Boy 1 with the quilt, and then it has the dots on the back. Swaddle Boy 2 has this print with the booties, boots and the baby shoes and the blocks. Very vintage looking paper for this collection. Number 3, Swaddle Boy 3, has the little toys, the teddy bear, the ducks, little vintage toys, a rattle, and then this pretty pattern here on the back in the blue. And then we have this one with the diaper pins and then the stripe on the reverse side. And this really nice plaid. I really like this plaid. But then it has the little stars. This would be great for sleepy time photos. This plaid with the toys, the trains, the trike, the little airplane all on the back. And then they have this pretty blue with the diaper pins and buttons, pacifier, different little elements on that with the circles on the back. And this is the cut apart. This is on Swaddle Boy 8. So you have all these cut aparts that are just really neat. I love this one where you can fill it in. So this is going to be really pretty, but then the back side has the blue hearts, the navy and the light blue hearts. And then also in my kit, I received the Authentique spectrum papers, which you can order a coordinating collection to go with whatever paper collection you're using in the Authentique. So this one has the antique lace, which I just love. It's a small stripe on all of these, and then dots on the other side. So I got 2 of each. I have the antique lace, Caribbean blue, hot cocoa, robin's egg, mustard seed, and Old Glory in the navy. Now you'll also be wanting to use some Artisan cardstock. I am going to be using this cream linen, natural linen I think it's called. It's an off-white, not the real white one, but the more off-white one for this. So that's what I'm going to be using. I have a whole pack of it. There's 25 sheets to a pack. And then of course I have 2 12 by 12 medium weight chipboard that I'm going to be using. The pack of ribbons, you can order this ribbon from Country Craft Creations by the yard. We have the little blue with the teddy bears. We have the baby. We have the pretty white lace with the blue satin on it. And then I have 3 of the seam binding ribbons. I have the brown, the yellow, and the beige. So that's what I'm going to be using on my baby album that I'm going to be making. You'll also want to have 1/4 inch score tape. And I'll also be using the Art Glitter Dries Clear glue. So let's get started. For the cover, I've already pre-cut the chipboard. You need 2 pieces that are 7 1/4 wide by 9 1/2 tall, and 1 piece that is 2 inches wide by 9 1/2. And then from the Artisan cardstock. I have cut one piece that's 11.5 tall by 12 inches wide, and one piece 11.5 tall by 7.5 inches wide. And we're going to piece this together for our cover. So let's move the chipboard aside and grab your art glitter glue. And I'm just going to put a line of glue right along the edge of the 12-inch tall. This is the length of the 12-inch. There's the glue right there on the edge on this side. Just one line of glue. Then line up your second piece right along that edge and burnish that down. And turn it over and burnish again, because you want to make this really stick down. And if you have any excess glue that comes out, just wipe it with a dry baby wipe or a towel that you might be using from your crafting. Okay. Now we're going to line this up so that the seam is on the back side. Going to allow about an inch right here on the right. Then we have about an inch on the top and the bottom. Place this one here, the 1/4 inch space, and this one with a 1/4 inch space. So that should put it about right. So I'm going to get my ruler out to help keep everything straight here. And we're going to glue this one down first. The one on the left, which would be my front one, and I'm using glue on this project. You can use score tape strips for this step, or you can use these score tape sheets. So line this up at about an inch right here on the left side and make sure it's straight with the ruler. Take your 1/4 inch tape and you're going to put this onto the cardstock, butt it up right against the chipboard piece that you've already glued down. Line up my ruler to make sure it stays straight. And now we put glue on our spine chipboard piece. People are always amazed that you can make your own album covers, but really it is really easy. So just butt this up against that edge of the score tape. Burnish that down, and then we need another piece of score tape onto the cardstock right up against that chipboard edge of the spine. And now we're ready to put the last piece on, the back side. So go ahead and get the glue on that, or your score tape, whichever you're wanting to use. And again, butt that up against the score tape line. Get it straight here in the bottom and burnish. Now let's flip it over and burnish all of it. I'm using the flat side of my bone folder. Okay, so we have that down. Let's go ahead and put score tape. I'm going to put it along all the edges, the exterior edge here of the cardstock. on all 4 sides. I'm going to burnish the score tape down. Makes it easier to peel off the backing, plus it helps it to stick better. Okay, now we're ready to miter the corners. So I'm going to stand this up and get me a line. Fold line on all of this. It's going to wrap. Okay, so I'm grab my little scissors, or maybe it's the big scissors. I am just going to cut at an angle about 1/8 of an inch from the tip of the cardstock. We're going to do the top side first, the long side first. So I'm going to go ahead and peel back. I'm not taking it all the way off just yet. I'm just going to peel back this spacer score tape. And I'm going to take the score tape off of this one long edge. And then I'm going to take glue. And I want to put glue right along the fold line here. Make sure that I get it there. And then here in all this space. You could use score tape there for all of that if you wanted to. And then I'm going to bend it and kind of stretch it over. And you want to burnish it. Especially right there where that seam is. This is the back side right here. And you know what? I think I'm going to mark that with a pen. I'm going to say front right there. Just to keep it straight, that I know that this seam is back here on the back. I'm burnishing this edge. Okay, now we turn around, let's do the other side. And I'm going to peel these back a little bit. Take this long piece of score tape off. And then we'll use the glue to put glue right here along the edge of the chipboard. And then glue on the rest of the cardstock. And turn it around so that I can pull and stretch it over. Burnish that really well. On the edge. Okay. Now then, where your cardstock piece extends over right here, burnish that so that you get that edge, that you flatten down that little lip. This piece here, press that in, fold it in, however you have to get it in to so it doesn't show when you miter in your corners. And then if you need to trim just a tiny bit more, be very careful. and just check that. Right there. Looks good. I'm just double checking it all. This one here could be cut just a little bit more. Okay. I'll check the other side, and a little more trimming there. I'd rather have to trim more once I'm wrapping it than have it too short. So, and there are tools out there that you could use, the different kinds of rulers for this corners, that if you have trouble with that. So now we're going to put the glue along the chipboard again, and it's not real heavy with glue. And then in the space here, and I forgot to take my tape backing off, but we'll do that real quick. Just grab it with any kind of sharp tool, tip of your scissors. A little harder when I've got glue on the side to hold it down, but there we go. And now we're ready to fold, pull, and stretch it down over it. Burnish those corners, wipe off any excess glue that you might have. Okay, so that looks really good there. Okay, got a good corner. Let's do the other side. Let's take the tape backing off. Do that first. And then we're going to add our glue right here in all the space and right along the edge here. Almost forgot. All our glue. And then fold and pull it over. Clean that up just a little bit there. And there's the front. Okay, so we're not ready yet to fold it up. We're going to cut some paper to go here to cover this up, and we're just going to cut a piece right here for this section. Cover this section right here. Call it the inside spine cover. I've cut a piece that is 5 inches wide by 9.5 tall, and I am going to use score tape on this. So I have grabbed, you can use any width that you have. You can use a score sheet. You can use a 1 inch, which is what I have, your 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever length of score tape width that you have. So this will just help cover it up a little bit faster. But I am going to put a perimeter of 1/4 inch all around, or rather across the bottom, so that the edges are really covered really good. So I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to put this right here at the top. I'm going to go ahead and use scissors so it's straight. Put one here at the bottom. And then I'm going to use that 1 inch up and down. We have that. Make sure I'm in frame here where you can see me. So this is going to go right up against the edge, just like that.
Take your bone folder and make sure that you burnish all the tape on the back side of this spine cover piece or hider piece. So just really burnish it really well. It makes it easier to peel off and makes it stick better. So now we're going to go ahead and peel the tape backing off from our spacers of our cover. And then peel all the backing off of your cardstock piece. Next, center this over your spine section from side to side, and you also want to make sure you line it up straight on the bottom edge and along the top. So place that down, then burnish with your hands. Take your bone folder and burnish. And then use the rounded edge of your bone folder. Lift up the cover gently. Don't force it, but very gently burnish into that fold line so that the cardstock sticks down into that score tape that was used as a spacer guide. So this will help make your album look neater on the outside edge and also make it fold up easier. So very gently lift up the cover. You don't want to force it. And then gently burnish with the side edge, the rounded edge. Be careful to not poke through your cardstock. We have finished assembling our cover for our baby album. So in the next video tutorial, we'll start assembling flaps for the inside covers.